Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Yesterday we discussed about the creation of the universe and we recite the ayat al-Quran where Allah tells us Inna fi halqis samawati wal ard wa ikhtilafil layli wan nahar la ayatin lil albab. For those, this in the creation of the heavens and the earth, in the alteration of the day and night, are for those people who reflect and use their intellect to realize the grandeur of God. What is important for us to know that this universe is not a steady state universe. It was created. That's why they call it the Big Bang. So it was during Einstein time. They still believe in a steady state universe where it was not created. So for the atheists, they can show proof that the universe was then, now, and here, and there was no beginning. The whole idea of atheism was that the steady state universe there is no creator to this universe. It was there before and it will be there now and it will be there forever. But Hubble telescope shows that basically Hubble, using the infrared system, discovered that this universe is expanding. And in the Quran, Allah tells us about this expanding universe. Where Allah tells us in the Quran, it is we who have constructed the universe with might, and verily it is we who is steadily expanding it. So even the whole concept of an expanding universe is explained by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And imagine this revelation, the Quranic revelation, is revealed 1400 years ago to a prophet. And our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not somebody who can write or read, yet he received divine wahy, where Allah infuses the knowledge to Jibreel and tell him about the phenomena of this universe. So now it is proven that the world, this universe, is created through a process which jokingly they call it the Big Bang. Yes, there is a beginning to this universe, and it came from one size, one pinhead, exploded and expand and expand and expand until now we see the age of the universe billions and billions of light years away. So what is important for us is to see that we look at all that is created. It is an irony for us to disbelieve in God. For example, it is ironic that the regularity and the comprehensibility of the universe and the successes in understanding this gave rise to doubt about the existence of God, who is the creator of our existence and the existence of the entire seen and unseen universe. Atheistic philosophers and scientists in the 21st century believe in the steady state universe that existed for all eternity. This was the mindset for many atheistic scientists, even up to today. But because when even Albert Einstein, when he formulated his general theory of relativity, he adjusted the fudge factor to make sure that it is steady state. But when Hubble showed that during his measurement of light from distant stars with a powerful new telescope, the universe is expanding. So even Einstein says if he knew that this truth, he would not have added the fudge factor to his general theory of relativity. So imagine even scientists like Einstein realized the fallacy of a steady state universe. So what is important that if we know that this universe began, who is the one who created this beginning? And this is very important because all that we see in this universe, it is an intelligible universe, a universe that have all kind of things, and a universe that is so huge that even if you have to imagine our solar system, the sun, it is not a mere drop, not only a mere drop in the ocean of the universe, in the whole scheme of the universe, it's not even the size of an atom. Imagine, this Earth is not the size of one atom in the scheme of the so many galaxies and clusters of galaxies and trillions of star systems throughout the world. So we are just a teeny weeny puny planet, and we have only a teeny weeny puny capability. So Allah tells us not to be arrogant. Allah tells us that we have to understand that He is a creator, and when we submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we become a believer. But if we deny Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the creator, then we become a disbeliever. And Allah tells us that for those who believe, then Allah has ordained upon our existence beyond this physical material plane, that we have an existence beyond space, beyond time, beyond matter, and beyond all that we know today as a physical realm or physical existence. Because if we translate the physical realm and the physical matter, all of it actually will be translated to energy. So if we look at this intelligible universe, we see so many life forms. Even on this teeny Earth, we have billions of life forms, from the bacteria to the viruses to the small creatures, all right, and all the way up to the height of existence, that is the human form. And even at every level of existence, God planned and created, because Allah uses the language of genetics to create all living things. For example, Professor Francis Crick, the founder of the Human Genome Project, all right, he says about this universe, he says about God. He says, Francis Collins, the leader of the Human Genome Project, is not being hyperbole when he calls the genetic code the language of God. If he is the creator of this universe, his comprehensibility should not be a mystery. So, if we look at the genetic code, everything is programmed. So if we talk today about programming, everybody knows about programming. We have, say for example, Microsoft. They have maybe 50,000 coders and engineers and software specialists and all, developing all the software necessary to function the Microsoft software suite that we see and we use every day. And can you imagine that we have all this Microsoft software without a software engineer? Can you imagine that it can exist? If I'm going to tell you today, all right, that oh, this software just came out of being just like that, and there is no thousands of engineers, software engineers and coders and so on developing the software, what do you say to me? You're going to be crazy. Yet when you look at the huge universe and you look at ourselves, every single genetic code that is made for us is a language of programming. So Allah has programmed within our genetic code what is our existence insofar as this physical world is concerned. So why we are human? Because we genetically different from the cat or the dogs or the amoeba or the virus or the bacteria. But within this, there's a synergy between all living beings within us. For example, we have trillions of bacteria in our guts. All right, we have so many organs, and we have so many of the beautiful living things that is living within us. So it is a system within a system within a system that only a supreme creator, a supreme genetic programmer can program, because our existence is many trillion times more complicated than the Microsoft software, which is nothing. So if we cannot accept the fact that if we are living in this world using software, and there must be software engineers and there must be software companies to develop all these things, if we deny Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God who created this universe, a vast universe, and this little earth, and gave us some little knowledge about our existence, enough for us to know that we are a created being, and our existence is dependent on a supreme creator, the supreme programmer, the supreme God, or whatever that you want to name him. He is Allah, our Lord, our creator, our helper or protector, the one who gave us life, the one which have ordained that we will return to him to face all the things that we have done on this earth, and to receive his mercy, love and blessings of living everlasting life in heaven, or the misery of hell, because we deny the creator and we left this world without any realization and submission to the one who created this universe. So it's important for Muslims, as a first principle of the 4 principles of positive Islamic psychology, understanding the creator and the created universe, always remember that first and foremost, do not be arrogant, submit and surrender ourselves to Allah and you'll see the reality of the spiritual realm, the intuitive capability, the sixth sense that Allah has given you, the joy of faith, the joy of worship, the joy of living as a believer, the assurance of goodness in this world and goodness in the hereafter. And to do that, we have to fulfill our belief and realize our role as Allah has ordained to be His Vicegerent Khalifa on this earth, striving always, remember, to make ourselves good, to help others to be good, and make this world good and pleasing to Allah and all the goodly creatures on earth. So, practice positive Islamic psychology, be our practitioner, be our life coach, and help to transform the Ummah to become the best Ummah, the achieving Ummah in the 21st century. See you in the next episode.